Hey guys, Jamin and Ashley Mills of the Handmade Home. We're here again with our new web series. Today we're talking about some tips of how to save money in the home but yet get the look you want. Ashley had the bright idea we should call it Coffee Talk. I feel like it's something off of Full House from the 80s, but we're going to go with it anyway.
Full House from the 80s?
Yeah, absolutely. Full House, you know. I've got the Bob Saget look going already.
Maybe it could be like a bad SNL skit. It might be more of that.
I don't know.
But anyway.
I'm rocking Bob, I think.
We thought it would be one of those things where we bring a different topic every time and talk about it over coffee.
Absolutely, over coffee. And true to form with our first edition of this, even though we try to do the best we can, you may hear some random sounds that are going to happen because we have some guys working the crawl space under us. So just kind of ignore that and we'll just roll with it as it goes.
Maybe we can just filter music over it later.
Maybe so. We'll see.
We'll see.
Depends on what they do or say.
Okay, so today's topic is going to be all about small pieces for a big impact in your home. And as we all know, even when we're rolling down the aisles of Target, trying to look at it in a savings kind of way.
It's like rolling down the aisle of Target like the kids do. They hop on the buggy and they're like racing down it. That very thing we tell our kids not to do, that's what we're doing. Got it. Everybody go.
Something like that.
Okay.
I'm just on his list today, apparently. Anyway, when you're rolling down the aisles of Target, I'm staying with that one.
Go for it. Coffee Talk, rolling down the aisles of Target. Here we go. I'm Bob Saget.
We're editing this later.
Probably not.
Okay, so we're rolling down the aisles of Target, and we want to save a little bit, but it's the little items that can kind of add up. So today, we wanted to talk about small items with a big impact in your home and how you can start looking at that in a different way and save in a lot of ways with it.
Right, and if we're rolling down the aisles of Target, don't forget your red card. That'll help you save a little bit too.
True.
Yeah.
You can get the materials for this at Target, I guess.
Well,
we're not in Target anymore.
Okay, so no more rolling down the aisles, but we are still coffee talking.
Back it up. Shut up.
With Bob Saget.
So anyway, one of our first tips we thought we would talk about is the idea of curtains in the home. Curtains is something that can really get you every time if you're not careful. And I don't mean get you, I just mean it stumps a lot of people on how to treat their windows and what to do with them and what a real feasible solution for that is.
Well, let's be honest, if you go to the store and buy some, they're super expensive. I mean, these are not cheap investments.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, I know, but it's like you have the idea of putting in blinds, which are really expensive, for curtains, which are still expensive.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we can roll down the aisles of Target and figure this out together.
You're gonna have to let that one go. Jamin, you can't take the shirt off the mannequin.
Sure you can. Watch.
So much embarrassment right now. Oh my gosh, stop it. You dismantled the mannequin. We're gonna have to edit some of this.
Nah.
One of our all-time go-tos for curtain rods has been, I feel like I need a drum roll. Are you ready for this? Okay, calm down. You're gonna spill the coffee all over the talk. Anyway, one of our favorite things that I've been a go-to forever for hardware has been the idea of pipes for curtain rods. We've been doing that for years, probably about a decade now.
Yeah, but not like gross plumber pipes.
No.
But like those cool copper pipes you can buy at the hardware store, and they come in, you know, 1/4 inch, 3/4 inch, and so you can kind of even pick the size you want. And they're really super affordable. I mean, copper is not cheap, but compared to buying these curtain rods,
once you add up like a whole room for curtain rods, it adds up pretty quickly, and so it's a nice alternative to have, especially if you have a long area with a lot of windows. In our old house, we had that.
Yeah, and one thing I know people get super scared about is, well, how am I going to cut it the size I need? Cutting copper is like one of the simplest things you can do. You can buy a little $4 tool that's literally like this big, and you just spin it around the pipe and then it just falls off. It's like that simple, like a 12-year-old could do it.
Like really?
Seriously.
Like really. We have a great tutorial for that on our site, and we can actually direct people to that after this for a step-by-step how-to.
Hey, we'll do that.
About that. There are so many options out there, and I tend to be lazy when it comes to my curtains, and no one ever knows the difference. People come in and like, oh my gosh, I feel like curtains are kind of one of those backdrop things where they do add an extra layer to your room, but you don't have to be obsessed with exactly how they look. And so you're allowed a little wiggle room when it comes to that topic. So we have no-sew options, we have great sources that we love for just fabrics, and I'm kind of lazy. I don't always sew the salvage edge when it comes to the actual fabric. I know that mothers everywhere are cringing right now, but sometimes I just leave that because leaves a little extra character, especially in my kids' room, to have that little frayed edge, and it's not going anywhere because it's part of the selvage edge. So you can even do that. There are a lot of different ways you can cheat when it comes to curtains.
Yeah, I mean, I really know very little about sewing, but I agree there's a lot you can do. But I'm coffee talking.
The second way that we love to spruce up our home is through
Frames.
Frames.
Frames. You didn't cheers me.
Cheers.
I'm all about the cheers. And frames, I can talk to frames.
People are going to wonder what's in this coffee.
Not what we'd hope would be in there. But frames are something you can build if you want to. It is not as difficult as a lot of people want to make it out to be. You can use something simple like an MDF board and cut a hole in it to fit the actual picture you want. So that gives you a lot of versatility, depending if you have a different size image you want to put in there. You can also build them from scratch, doing that with just some 1x6s, 1x8s, 1x10s, and you only need a miter box to do. You only have to have a fancy saw, and you don't have to know how to join pieces of wood together other than buying a bracket and do it on the back. And we've got some great tutorials on the site that talk about that. We even wrote a book about how to do a frame. And
I'll be Vanna. Ring, ring.
Isn't it beautiful? So there's a whole lot of options, and you can add your own colors.
Oh, it's called Handmade Walls, just in case no one knows.
Right. But it shows you some simple cheater ways to do it, where you don't have to have all the expensive equipment to build this, perfect frame. But we show you how to fudge it a little bit and do it with just some basic materials and basic tools, and really improve the home a whole lot. Another way is rehabbing as well, the frames.
So it doesn't have to be completely overwhelming, but we have a whole post we did where we talked about rehabbing frames throughout the house. I think a lot of people become frozen when it comes to hanging things on the wall. I think right along with curtains, one of the most stressful things you can take on with your spouse or with anyone who's living with you or anyone who wants to help you with this project. It's a two-person project. It always is. But it can be so overwhelming when people start talking about hanging things on the walls. It's a surefire way to get into an argument.
And absolutely, everybody's afraid of putting a hole in the wall. What we all forget is, well, a little spackle and paint covers it up and it was never there. And we have some great helpful hints on the site that you can see how to hang them a little bit easier and maybe cut down on some of those fights, but who knows, you may
people
not.
are never really sure about what to put on their walls. We got our head of ourselves with the hanging part. I kind of took it over into left field, but what we're really talking about today is rehabbing frames, because it's a great way to just go into that sale aisle of your store and grab something if it's the wrong color, or if it's, if it's on sale, it can be the right shape to be something really beautiful for your walls. We have a lot of tutorials for how to build your own, but also it's a way to start looking things in a different perspective and see how you can rehab some of those forgotten sale items that are on the aisles that you can bring into your home and add a lot of character to your walls just with simple frames in a gallery wall, and combining them with maybe the really easily built ones, or unifying them with the color, or showing how they can work together just to bring a lot of character to your walls.
Yeah, it's one of those great, easy, cheap ways to personalize your home and make it yours. And we really love frames a ton, so much so we wrote a book on it.
Another great way to save money in your home but bring a lot of character in is with the pillows. If you've ever rolled down the aisles of Target, I don't know why I did that.
I don't either, that's kind of weird. Taking that to a whole different
Let's start
YouTube channel.
Let's start over. I was trying to be like a rapper.
This is not getting edited out, by the way.
Yes, it is. Okay, so another great way to save in your home is through pillows in your home. If you've ever rolled down the aisles of Target.
Coffee time.
Okay. No, we're editing that out. Start over. We can have bloopers at the end really quick if you want to.
Oh no, this is all gold.
I'm marking back on the camera like people can see me.
I know, but they're going to enjoy this.
Okay. Another great way to bring character to your home is through pillows in your home. If you've ever been in a store, you can see how quickly they add up, really. So, a great way can be just making your own pillows, whether you're a seamstress or not. I always refer to myself as the reluctant seamstress because I do not like to sew. I do the basics to get us through. It's like, hey, we just saved thousands on our curtains. I made them all. It took a good part of an afternoon, but it's totally worth it. But back to pillows, you can do the same, whether it's hand-painted pillows or no-sew pillows or anything. And you wanted to say something about no-sew pillows, right?
Oh yeah, I don't know, so.
He's never touched
About
it.
all I got to say.
There's a lot of great tutorials out there. We have some of our site on hand painted pillows with fabric, great options for DIY pillows that bring in a lot of character. And you can even do no-sew pillows if you're a fan of the glue gun and some fabric. You could just cut them to size.
But let's pause and talk about the glue gun for a minute. Let's talk about how this is the most dangerous thing in your home.
Truly it is.
It truly is. Like, I'm still scarred from a 12-year-old boy when, I wasn't even 12, I was like 9 when I made a Boston Tea Party set and I had to glue all the little sugar cubes down because they're like supposed to be part of the teas, and I burned myself.
I've heard this story like 20 times, and that was like
back pillows, sorry.
late 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When they didn't have any, I'd imagine now they have temperature restraints.
Oh, there was definitely
It was a free-for-all.
It was like literally
children, you might die.
instant blister.
Yeah, I still have a scar from our no-sew TP.
Yes.
Right here. But anyway, cheers to that. Because no-sew pillows are also a great option. Another cheater's guide we love for pillows is walk around your house and shop your house. Just because you're not using a particular pillow anymore doesn't mean you have to throw it out. You can rehab that into a newer pillow and keep using the filler over and over and over again. The other day I thought I was going to take the cover off a pillow, so I cut into it. And there was another cover. And so then I cut into that, and there was another cover. And I just kept covering them because that's what worked at the time. And it was like the inception of pillows. It was a pillow inside of a pillow inside a pillow. Okay. So, I mean, but it's an easy way to do it. And they're guard dogs.
Yeah. And another money-saving thing, too, you got to think about the fillers themselves can be expensive. So if you don't have any laying around the house, well, look for estate sales or yard sales or just different places you can find them on discount. Expensive. So if you don't have any laying around the house, we'll look for estate sales or yard sales. You can save a lot of money that way. You don't have to get them right away, but buy them and save them and stock them up, and you'll have them when you're ready to do these great no-sew pillows with the glue gun that'll burn you to death.
Another one of our great sources for pillows is H&M.com. They have some great, really low prices, as well as IKEA that you probably already know about. And I'd have to say Amazon. You can get on and look and search for them just listed right there, and they usually come in the standard sizes, and you can use them for whatever you want. They're great sources for whatever you're looking for in the pillow department.
Absolutely.
So that kind of wraps up our first coffee talk, and
where we rolled down the aisles of Target.
Small accents for a big impact in your home. We talked about curtain rods and curtains, frames, and how to save big on that and bring major impact to your walls, and you can finish the last one.
Well, we also talked about no-sew pillows and sewing pillows, my specialty. I'll be teaching classes at the local store later this afternoon. But we're super excited you endured this with us. We made it through without any crazy sounds coming out of the crawl space, just a few dogs barking, and we hope you'll continue checking in on us as we talk a little bit more, not only about our home, but also about clients we're working with, to just show you what we're doing here in the Franklin area. We look forward to seeing you next time here on Coffee Talk.
Cheers!
Cheers!
You can stop now.